In the theater of modern conflict, information itself is a weapon. You see, headlines can obscure the battle space, while the real truth, well, that lies in the cold, hard calculus of strategy, economics, and human endurance.
You've probably seen this headline or something like it blasted across your screen. It's catastrophic, it's absolute, and you have to understand it is a powerful piece of information warfare, deliberately crafted in the language of apocalypse. So let's be perfectly clear right from the start. Israel is not destroyed. It is a nation under a sustained, brutal attack, yes, but its military and its government are fully functional. To mix those two realities up isn't just inaccurate, it's a dangerous distortion of what's actually happening on the ground.
To really understand this conflict, we have to cut through all that noise. We need to analyze the strategic reality, because that reality, when you strip away all the exaggeration, is genuinely dire. Make no mistake, this is not some limited retaliation. What we're witnessing is Iran initiating the largest sustained missile campaign in Israel's history. We're talking about multiple waves, dozens, sometimes hundreds, of long-range ballistic missiles being launched in a coordinated effort to find the absolute breaking point of an entire nation. So let's dissect the anatomy of this attack. This isn't random terror. No, this is a calculated assault, and it's designed to exploit the fundamental principles of modern air defense.
Now, Israel's layered defense system, the Iron Dome, David's Sling, the Arrow system, it's performing with remarkable effectiveness. It's intercepting over 90% of incoming threats. But, and this is the crucial point, in a barrage of hundreds of missiles, that 10% that gets through is more than enough to inflict significant damage, casualties, and terror.
And this right here, this reveals the core strategic problem. Each one of those advanced interceptors costs millions of dollars to produce. The offensive missiles they're shooting down, they are exponentially cheaper. So this becomes a war of attrition. And the economic math is just brutal. You have a finite arsenal of very expensive defensive munitions being worn down by a barrage of cheaper, mass-produced offensive weapons. You see, Iran's strategy isn't just to overwhelm the defenses in one big moment. It's to exhaust them over time. The goal is to keep launching missiles faster than Israel and its allies can resupply the interceptors. The objective is to force a grim choice: either let missiles hit undefended cities or escalate the conflict in a dramatic way. But this war's true battlefield, well, it isn't just in the skies. It's in the economy, it's in the homes, and it's in the minds of the Israeli people. A modern state is being tested to its absolute limit. Imagine your life, but compressed into 1-minute intervals, because that's the time the sirens give you to find shelter. This has become the surreal, daily reality for millions. You can't work, you can't go to school, you can't live a normal life when your entire existence is dictated by a constant 60-second sprint for safety. Human beings, well, we simply are not designed for this kind of constant state of alert. The sustained psychological trauma is immense. It hardens attitudes, and it forges a political consensus where national security becomes the only priority that matters, no matter what the cost. At the same time, the economy is hemorrhaging. With hundreds of thousands of reservists mobilized, vital sectors of the economy are paralyzed. Tourism has completely vanished. Foreign investment is frozen solid. Capital is fleeing the country. This is the immense economic weight of a nation on a total war footing. And don't think for a moment this is just a regional flare-up. The shockwaves from this are radiating across the entire globe, disrupting the very systems that hold up the international order. With the Strait of Hormuz, which is a critical artery for global energy, effectively closed, oil prices have surged past $150 a barrel. And what that does is act like a direct tax on the global economy, hitting every single consumer and every single business. The result is a really toxic economic cocktail: stagflation. You've got inflation spiking from the supply shock, while at the same time, global economies are contracting into recession. Central banks are trapped. Governments are facing furious populations who are demanding solutions that, frankly, just do not exist. All of this brings us to the final, perilous crossroads for Israel's leadership. It's a choice between two devastating paths, where every single option carries catastrophic risk. There are no good options here. So, option 1. Continue the defensive war of attrition. You hope that Iran's will to fight breaks before your arsenals run empty. The risk? A slow, grinding defeat. Then there's option 2, decisive escalation. a massive, overwhelming strike aimed at decapitating the Iranian regime itself. The risk there is, well, it's almost unthinkable. A full-scale regional war that could easily draw in global powers and potentially even cross the nuclear threshold.
We are in completely uncharted territory. The global order that kept a fragile peace, the alliances that were supposed to deter escalation, all the unwritten rules of engagement, they have all fractured. What the world is witnessing right now, in real time, is the failure of an entire geopolitical architecture.
You see, the world is in shock, not because a nation was destroyed, but because a war that everyone knew would be catastrophic is now happening. And the hard truth is, despite everything that has transpired, the worst may still be ahead. Wars of this intensity don't end cleanly. They end with consequences that no one can predict, and that almost everyone comes to regret.